Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So let's begin with the second part of the lesson that we had started in a previous class, that is air and its constituents. So let's see today's video, what it contains. Air is a mixture and not a compound. We say that air is a mixture of the various gases and it is not a compound. Now there are certain reasons why we can say this. First, no energy will change. That means no energy change will take place when the air is being formed. When the mixing of the gases takes place, children, no energy change. That means it is neither an exothermic nor an endothermic. Neither the energy is absorbed nor it is being released. By physical means, the components of the air can easily be separated. That means if we want to separate the various gases from the air, then it is easily possible physically only. That means by physical means we can separate it. No chemical means are required. Liquid air has no definite boiling point. We know, children, always the compounds, they have a definite melting and a boiling point. But liquid air has no definite boiling point. Air composition will change from place to place. Somewhere the amount of pollutants are more, somewhere the amount of oxygen is more, somewhere the amount of dust particles are more. So the air composition changes. Air can't be shown by any chemical formula. We have learned air as AIR only. There is no formula for air. So these are certain reasons which proves that air is a mixture and it is not a compound. Next is air quality. Air quality refers to the air pollution which is represented by the particulate matter present in it. Now, particulate matter, children, is actually the pollutants that are present in the air that make the air go dirty. And the main contributors of this particulate matter are, children, the road dust. That means the dust which is there. The industrial emission that is there, children, when the fuel in the industry is burning, then a lot of unburnt carbon particles come out with it. So that even a lot of lead emission is there in the vehicular emission. So this way is what pollutants are coming out along with these road dust, industries and from vehicle emission is what makes the particulate matter of the air. These emissions reduce the road visibility and leading to accidents. Now during the winter time, children, when you go to school, you must have seen there is a lot of fog on the roads. So that reduces the road visibility. That is what it meant by road visibility. So when the road visibility gets reduced due to these particulate matter, accidents can be caused. Next we begin with the next heading, that is air pollution. Now, air pollution is caused by the release of poisonous and harmful gases into the air. These harmful substances are called pollutants, as they will pollute the air and make it unhealthy for breathing. Now, whenever air gets polluted due to the different pollutants, like we had seen right now, the dust, then the various gases such as sulfur dioxide, a lot of carbon dioxide in the air and all. So that makes the air become unhealthy for all the human beings. So if we will inhale unhealthy air, children, it will cause various kind of problems in our body. Now on next page, children, there it is shown, a table is showing the pollutants, their sources from where they are originating and how they are harmful for the human being. So let's see that table which is given on page 104. Starting with the first air pollutant, that is soot and smoke. Now soot is, children, if you burn a candle and you leave it near some wall, you will see some black deposition on the wall. That is known as soot. Smoke, you must have seen, when something burns, then smoke is caused or it comes out. Wherever something is burning, that is the source from where soot and smoke will be produced. And what is the harmful effect of it? Let's see that. The deposits of soot on the building, it deposits the soot on the building where it is burning. So it will deposit all the soot over there on the building. The building will turn a little black or grayish in color. If it is inhaled, it will harm the lungs as it goes and sticks inside our lungs. reduces the visibility. When it is mixed in the air, when a lot of smoke is there, we are not able to see very clearly. It forms what is known as a smog. Smoke plus fog is what is known as smog, which we have during the winters, which affects the climate. So this is how the soot and the smoke is going to cause the harmful effect. The second pollutant is carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide, you know, when any kind of a fuel burns, children, it produces carbon dioxide. Now the increased concentration of carbon dioxide will lead to the greenhouse effect and global warming. Now what is greenhouse effect and what is global warming? It's necessary for us to understand that, children. Now greenhouse effect is, children, when the temperature of the earth starts increasing, and it increases 1 degree Celsius only in a span of few years, that is known as greenhouse effect. And when this greenhouse effect takes place, children, global warming also occurs. Now global warming, children, means that the globe starts becoming warm. Now globe starts becoming warm means the temperature of the earth, it starts increasing. And when the temperature of the earth will start increasing, children, you know, on the North Pole and in the South Pole, children, we have the hills, the mountains that are covered with ice. We have the glaciers over there. Now, if the temperature of the earth will increase too much due to global warming, then these glaciers will start melting. And we know, children, that our earth contains 3/4 of the earth is surrounded by only water. There is only 1/4 land and 3/4 of the earth is water only. Now, in case the amount of the water increases too much, then the land might get submerged. So that is what is known as global warming. That is why it is necessary for us to not to cut the trees, so that the amount of carbon dioxide is maintained in our atmosphere, because the trees are the only sources that can help to remove this extra carbon dioxide by the process of photosynthesis. Next pollutant is carbon monoxide. Now whenever the vehicles are burning, the incomplete burning of the fuel will always give rise to the formation of carbon monoxide. Anything which is burning in, say, limited supply of oxygen will always give carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a very poisonous gas, children. It is poisonous to human beings, animals, because it goes and combines with the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is present in the RBCs, that is the red blood cells of our body. So this carbon monoxide goes and it combines with this hemoglobin to form another compound which is known as carboxyhemoglobin. And this carboxyhemoglobin, children, do not allow the blood to carry extra oxygen. So our cells get deprived of this oxygen. So that becomes very dangerous, and many a times people die due to carbon monoxide that they inhale. Next is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced due to burning of coal and oil, which contains a small amount of sulfur in it. So if they contain sulfur, so burning of such kind of coal and oil will produce sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide will react with the rainwater to produce sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3, and nitrous acid and nitric acid to form acid rain. Now this acid rain, we are going to do it in detail, so I'm not explaining you anything much over here. That you will see it in the next video. Nitrogen oxides, again this also comes out from the vehicle exhaust, children, because it contains nitrogen oxides in it. This nitrogen dioxide or the nitrogen oxides, children, cause the acid rain. This acid rain is harmful for the plants. When it mixes with the river water or with the lake water, it affects the aquatic life. That means aquatic life means the life of the organisms. They can be plants, they can be animals also that are found in water. It will attack the stonework of the buildings and the metals. Now the stonework basically over here means children the limestone buildings. If the buildings are made up of limestone, then they get affected due to this acid rain, and it also corrodes the metal. That means it can destroy even the metal. So that means this acid rain is not only harmful for the human beings, but it on the other hand is harmful for the buildings, for the monuments, for plants, animals, etc. For everyone it is very, very harmful and dangerous. The last thing that we see are the CFCs, children. In short, we call them as CFCs, and the full form of CFC is chlorofluorocarbons. Now this chlorofluorocarbons, the sources of them are the refrigerators, the normal refrigerators that we have in our home, the aerosol sprays, the air conditioners that are being used. These are the sources from where the chlorofluorocarbon gets added to the air. Now this chlorofluorocarbon, children, causes the thinning of the ozone layer. Now this ozone layer, which is so very important for our planet because it absorbs all the ultraviolet radiations of the sun and it stops them from reaching the earth. So this ozone layer starts becoming thinner due to the CFCs that are being released. So this allows the ultraviolet radiations to reach the earth. If ozone layer will finish, the ultraviolet rays will reach to the earth, and this ultraviolet radiations will harm our eyes and skin and will lead to the various kind of cancers such as skin cancer. So that is why all this CFC should be controlled and not a lot of CFC should be released into our atmosphere. So I hope, children, you have really understood whatever I taught you in today's lesson. And if you have really understood it well, you know what is to be done. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel so that we reach very soon to a bigger family. Once again, thank you and take care. Bye-bye.